Hey everyone, it's Elisa with AK Educational Consulting, and I am excited to be back with you today to introduce our April Social Emotional Learning theme of the month. So, for April, we are going to be discussing empathy and compassion. So, let's start off talking about really what is empathy. And if you're anything like me, you may be thinking empathy, compassion, they're pretty synonymous. And while they are very similar, they're not exactly the same. So let's start with empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand somebody else's feelings or their experiences. And we do that by imagining what it would feel like to be in their situation. In other words, putting ourselves in another person's shoes, right? We hear that phrase all the time. That is empathy. Compassion, on the other hand, are the acts of caring for others, treating people with kindness, feeling that innate desire to help someone. So the feelings of empathy that we have lead to compassionate acts. So think about that. The feelings of empathy lead to compassionate acts. So, why are empathy and compassion important? So, just a few of the benefits um, of teaching and building empathy and compassion in kids. So, we're building stronger relationships with other people. We're increasing our tolerance, our acceptance of others. It's going to improve our own mental health. It's going to improve our friendship skills. It's going to give us an increased ability to prevent bullying, and the list goes on and on. There are multiple academic benefits of building empathy and compassion in kids as well. But there's a lot that comes of being empathetic and having compassion for others. So, what does this look like in terms of real life application? So, if you look on the left, you're going to see um, some of the things that you might notice in terms of kids as they're maturing and building empathy. So, maybe they're responding to other people's emotions. So, you might notice that if they have taken a toy from a sibling, they recognize that that sibling is feeling sad, or they're recognizing that that sibling is feeling mad, and they're responding. They're not just ignoring it and walking away like, yep, I did that. They're actually going to respond to those emotions. They start to consider other people's perspectives. So they have the ability to kind of look at things from multiple perspectives and not just from the me perspective that our younger kids have. They begin to understand how their actions impact others. So there is sort of that ripple effect. The way that we behave impacts other people, and they start to understand that and see that. Perhaps they start apologizing when it's necessary because now they're recognizing other people's emotions and they're responding to their emotions. So in that first example that I gave, if they're taking a toy from a sibling and that sibling feels sad and is crying, they're apologizing because they recognize that their actions impacted somebody else. And they're asking other people how they're feeling, not just "How are you?" In that kind of surface level way that we all do, but really, if they're recognizing that somebody is sad or mad, "How are you feeling? Why? What can I do to help?" And then that leads us to the right side of our list, which are some of the compassionate acts that we might witness or observe in kids. So things like giving someone a hug, making a card for somebody, whether that's um, just to cheer them up or for a specific reason. Cheering someone up is the next one on the list, and we can do that in a lot of different ways, right? So maybe they're cracking jokes, trying to get a friend to smile. Maybe they are giving them something that they know will make them happy. Sharing with others. So we're recognizing that everything doesn't just belong to us and we can make others feel good by sharing what we have. Actively listening. So we know that they're actually paying attention and they're responding back and forth in conversation, respecting someone's privacy, and avoiding gossip. So the list on each side of this slide really goes on, but these are some of the things that you may start to notice as kids are building empathy. And this is a tough skill. Being empathetic and then showing compassion is something that is very tricky for our kids to learn. So we're going to be spending this whole month of April looking at ways that we can start building that empathy in our kids. So I hope that you will join me back here for all of the activities and strategies and tips that I'm going to share throughout the month. Until next time.